because I believe that the office is one of the last sort of institutions of like community and human connection.
All right, so there's this video called Why We Must Stop Working Remote from this dude who makes videos like a podcast called Diary of a CEO, and it's everything that you would think it would be. But so here's the short version.
I have a young daughter who's been working at home consistently since she went out to the world of work, and it is not good for her mental well-being.
Please speak for yourself, and let's continue. See what else this boomer has to say.
And I have watched my children get up at 8 a.m. and go straight on Zoom.
What's wrong with that? Absolutely nothing wrong with that. That's actually fantastic. Most people would probably prefer it that way than having to get up 3 hours early, make a commute, sit in traffic, and then do it all over again on the way home. But listen to her defense for this.
That was, where's the travel time where you listen to a podcast or you listen to a piece of music or you read something or you bump into someone on the street and say, morning, do you fancy a coffee? Yeah, I was
Where's that? Well, it's whenever you want it. If you're at home, if you want time to listen to a podcast, guess what? You're in your own house, in your own office usually, or you can put headphones on and you can just listen to a podcast. Guess what? You want a little bit of travel time? You can just get up, go outside, go for a walk. Wow, would you look at that? Why do you need to have to go to an office to do this? Why does a commute need to be necessary to do this?
Where's that gone out of our lives? We take this away and we take what it is to be human.
Let me just pause this dumb lady right here. Let's recap what she said. If you take away the drive to work, if you take away asking someone if they want a cup of coffee, if you take away being able to have travel time to listen to a podcast, you take away what it means to be human. This CEO has defined what it means to be human as the office. And commuting to the office specifically, because it's not good for your mental health. That's right. There are absolute insane people like this out there who think what it means to be human involves spending every single moment of your day at the office. Absolutely insane. Again, this is called Diary of a CEO, and it's exactly as you'd think it'd be. It's just as out of touch as ever.
I know there's people that the sort of 40 pluses, yeah, it's nice having some time at home. I understand that. You can pick up the kids, of course, but let's get that balance. Let's get that balance. And you're right. The more we close down, the more we squeeze our little souls.
What are you on, lady? What are you talking about?
Those small, trivial things are what make up our lives. It's fine for me sitting in my North London, home working, or I'm in the Cotswolds.
Oh, I bet it is. I bet it's really nice for you, the CEO, to sit in your nice, luxurious mansion. Let people choose what they want to do in life. Let people decide if they want to come to the office. Let people decide if they want to stay at home. But stop assuming that everyone should stop because you just love spending every second of your day at the office. That is not what it means to be human. For me, what it means to be human is having freedom, choice, the ability to live life the way I want to. What it means to be human does not mean asking Bob in accounting if he wants a cup of coffee in the morning. You out of touch old boomer. All right, so this was just the short 1-minute version of this dumbness. Let me show you the longer version.
And I wanted to get your stance on this whole remote working debate. I'll give you my opinion first because my opinion tends to be quite controversial. I tend to think people have overestimated the remote working thing. And I say this because I believe that the office is one of the last sort of institutions of like community and human connection.
Shut up. Just stop while you're ahead. Right there, my guy. You think that the office is the last institute of human connection? Then you have bigger issues. You have bigger fish to fry. If you use the office as a way to solve your social life, that's not a way to live life. You should find other ways, other solutions for that issue. But to say that work and the office is the last institute of community and humanity and whatever else is insanity. Okay, I don't live to work. I work to live. And it's unfortunate that people that get into power assume everyone else lives to work. Most people just do the things they have to do the things they enjoy. And the mistake that these CEOs make is that people think that they enjoy working. No, they're just there for the paycheck so that they can get the money and do the things they want for 2 days a week. Maybe a few of you people out there, you rare people, have found a job you enjoy, and that's great. Treasure that because you found something 99.999% of people in the world will never find. But to assume that the workers are just as invested in the business as these CEOs are is crazy.
Felt like in my life, especially as like a 20 25, 26-year-old, whatever, that going to the office was actually one of the places I actually got to meet people.
That's sad. This sounds like a personal issue. This doesn't mean that the office is the last place for humanity to survive. This just sounds like you need to go out and meet other people doing other things. Honestly, there are groups for adults that you can go meet people at. There are groups online you can go meet people at, and then maybe later, if it's safe or whatever, you can go meet them in person. But using the office, again, to solve your social life is not the answer, my dude. It's not. You as a 25, 26-year-old, it doesn't matter how old you are, okay? Your fake buddies at work are just going to pretend to care about you and pretend to be buddy-buddy with you until you leave or get fired. That's what's happened to me. That's what I've seen happen to other people. Everyone's like, oh, man, you know, it's so great. We'll miss you so much. And they never talk to you again. I have one person, one friend from one job that I still talk to. And he was the person that was like, yo, peace out. I don't really care, you know? Like, everyone else that was like, yo, dude, take care. You know, we'll be in touch. Was never in touch. So for me, usually the people at the office are just a bunch of fake people that are just nice to be around, but I don't consider any of them lifelong friends.
In my life, and connect and form communities and go to a football team as an adult. And if that all moves to Zoom now, like every other part of my life is dictated by a glass illuminated screen, I worry. I've had people sat in the chair, mental health psychologists and all sorts. And the consistent theme for them has been, if you can give someone community and connection in their life, then they do better. They are healthier. And I felt like...
Yeah, okay. Again, the solution to community in life is not the office. That might be a small part of it, but it is not the same, okay? The power dynamics at work just don't allow for a healthy community. It doesn't. You have the dude at the top telling everyone else what to do at the bottom, and if you don't do it, you're punished or whatever. Or if the dude at the top just arbitrarily decides he wants more profit, so he fires people at the bottom, then what? That doesn't sound like the recipe for a healthy community. Work just is not the right place to have a healthy, equal, valued community when the power dynamics only allow the people at the top to make decisions. That's not healthy. Worrying about if your CEO is coming through, or worrying about this or that, or else you're going to get punished. The whole time you're just worried about the people above you, because if you don't do this, you get this. It's you do it or else type of deal. That does not breed healthy community, my dude. It's like when CEOs call the company family, when it's nothing like family. When you've divorced, do you get to take half of everything? No, you don't. Do you get alimony? Nah, you don't. Companies are nothing like family.
Like the office, especially, and I know you've got an amazing office. I've read about it. I've read about the atmosphere there and how impressive that is. And we also went to great lengths. It's when I was reading about your office, it felt a lot like mine. It's not hierarchical. You wouldn't know who was in charge. People are themselves. It's very flexible and open.
No, this is all something that you've designed. There's no hierarchy at our office, but there is. Clearly, you're the boss. You can try and make it feel like everyone is equal and everyone has the same amount of power, but that's not true. It's just not true. You're wanting people to drink the Kool-Aid and feel like we're all the same. And we all have equal value and equal power, and you don't. So stop trying to peddle this.
Open. We don't have these rigid, archaic systems in place. And so it was a really enjoyable place to be. And I would hate for places like that to be to disappear. I think the old office has to change and die and be reinvented.
No, it doesn't have to be reinvented. That's where you're wrong right there. Just let it die. Just let the old office die and just leave it be, okay? There's really no reason to have to commute or do any of this water cooler talk. If people want to collaborate, they will. If people want to team build, they will. If people want to get together, they will. They don't need to go there because you have a place for them to go, and that's just because this is where we do our work.
But I wanted to get your take on that.
Well, I think you said it. I think there's a lot of businesses jumping on the bandwagon thinking, how can we, save money on rent?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And not looking at the mental health well-being. I've seen...
It's not your job, okay? It's not your job as a company to worry about your employees' mental health. Really not. And you're just using this as a way to get them back into the office, saying it's good for their mental health, when in reality, you just want to sit over their shoulder and micromanage them. That's really what it comes down to.
I've opened my offices. We opened them up as soon as we could. We have 2 days where we say we want everybody in because we believe that is everything you've talked about. And I know even when I go in and I will see them all and we will have a laugh and we'll talk about stuff that's not even in the work world, but those nuggets.
So they need to come in so that they can not talk about work. They can do that at home. They can goof off at home. They don't need to commute so that you can have these little nuggets fun, get out of my health. I don't want my company worrying about my health at all. The only reason that companies worry about your health in general is because it affects the price of their insurance, which they have done a group policy on, which lets them get a discount on you.
Those little messages, those little nuances that happen are what makes us human.
No, it's not. It's not. It's really not. Coming to work and then not talking about work is not what makes you human. It's really not, lady. It's just not. You're off your rocker.
It's ridiculous to think we do.
It is ridiculous. So why are you saying this?
I heard Google aren't opening theirs up for another year, and you think, what the actual? Stop this. Have they actually asked their people? I have a young daughter who's been working at home consistently since she went out to the world of work, and it is not good for her mental well-being. And I have
Sounds like a helicopter parent.
watched my children get up at 8 a.m. and go straight on Zoom. That was, where's the travel time where you listen to a podcast or you listen to a piece of music or you read something or you bump into someone on the street and say, morning, do you fancy a coffee? Yeah, I was saying, where's that gone out of our lives? We take this away and we take what it is to be human.
No, again, you're off your rocker, lady. Like, seriously, get back into your nursing home. That is not what it means to be human. It's really not. Interacting with people, bumping into them on the day-to-day basis does not define what it means to be human. You are applying your definition of what it means to be human as a CEO, of course, to everyone. What it means to be human for me means to be able to wake up every day and decide how I want to live my day. Do I want to ride my motorcycles? Do I want to fly my paragliders? Do I want to play video games? Do I want to learn about cameras? Do I want to call my friends? Do I want to hang out with family? That's what it means to be human. It doesn't mean come to the office and ask Bob in accounting again if he wants a cup of coffee, right? Everyone has their own definition for what it means to be human. But I think a lot of us can agree that none of that is fixated around coming to an office.
When I did my High Street report, I talked about exactly what you're talking about. We lose this. We lose what Jane Jacobs, who wrote The Death of the American City, back in the 60s, well before I talked about this. She talked about those little things where you bump into someone on the street and you say morning, or you're getting a newspaper and you say, can your daughter babysit tonight? She said, these little things are trivial, but the sum isn't trivial at all. It is a social...
I hate small talk. I absolutely hate small talk. There's an entire country that hates small talk, and it's called Finland. Lived there for 5 years. Ask them how the weather is, and they'll look at you like, do you have anything important to say? Okay? This is an exclusive, like, I don't know, maybe Anglo-Saxon country thing. But there are a lot of countries out there who absolutely hate small talk. They're like, why are you wasting my time? Like, if you don't have anything meaningful to say, just don't say anything.
Social infrastructure, a web of security that makes us human. The office is the same.
No,
the
it's
office
not.
is the same. Now, I started in my office with saying, you got a baby, you can bring it in. Bring dogs in. This was like 10 years ago. What? You know, we need to
No, don't bring your baby into the office. Please respect your other coworkers.
ease up and realize that we need more of this in our lives.
We don't need more office in our life. We definitely don't.
I've had to sublet parts of my office because we had too much space. But we bloody went out and sublet and fought because we wanted to keep it, because I knew that this was deeply important, especially to your generation. And, you know,
Excuse me. The office is not especially important to my generation. It's so out of freaking touch, dude.
I would be so pro it. And I really think this needs to be the things that are part of our society, which are deeply important, that do need bloody government intervention. I know Tories don't.
Oh, no. The government does not need to intervene with making people go back to the office for what it means to be human, as you say. This lady is insane. How does this have 341 thumbs up? Seriously, I've learned so much from just this one episode. Loved this. Look at all these people that have drank the Kool-Aid. Seriously. Look. All these people just drinking that Kool-Aid. What it means to be human means the office. Jesus.
Don't want to intervene, and it's a free market and all that crap. Transport's one, our high streets are one, our National Health Service is another, and the way we work and connect, I think, is another. So I would be putting this on the agenda. I heard it on one of those.
She wants the government to intervene into the way you work and connect with people. That doesn't sound like a great idea at all.
What is it called? Question times, which I keep getting asked to go on. I think, oh dear God. And I was listening to, was there nobody, it was all these sort of aging politicians who weren't running businesses, who didn't see the impact of getting together. It's vital. Please, please, anyone listening. And if you're listening and you're a millennial or a Gen Z and you don't think you've got any power, pull together, get your pals and put pressure at the top and ask them, open back up.
No, we don't want that. You're so out of touch. You think that's what we're going to do? You think we're going to band together and tell our boss, please open the office back up. Please, we just can't wait to make that. You think that's what we want? This is so out of touch.
So what I feel like I saw was these kind of fragile, dare I call them, leaders in business, doing all this kind of virtue signaling on social media and online, going, oh, we're going to let our employees decide, and if they want to work. And I've said publicly, like, you as a leader, you have to have a backbone, and your company culture should be reverse engineered from the mission.
Jesus Christ. Come on, my guy. As a leader, you should have a backbone. AKA, do what I say because I'm the CEO and I have all the power. That's what you really mean. That's what it boils down to. Do what I say or else. You got to reverse engineer your mission from your, I don't even know what you said.
If you're I don't know, building cars, then you need your people at the factory, but also work should be.
Yeah, if you're building cars, right, you got your people have to come to the factory. Yeah, that makes sense. If you're flipping burgers, you have to be at the burger place to flip the burgers. But if you're doing your job solely on the computer where there's just information exchange over the internet, then you don't need to do any of this stuff. You really don't. If you have to go meet a client somewhere, again, you still don't need an office to do that. Go somewhere mutual with the client and go meet that client. It
should offer more than just pay. And if it is to offer more than pay, something meaningful, it would be community, connection, and these things. So
No. The community and connection don't make up for low pay. Like, as much as you would like to think so, it really doesn't. And if it does for someone, they've drank in the Kool-Aid. Let's just be honest. Let's just say it. If someone values community at work over money, they have drastically underestimated what it means to be an employee, okay? The power dynamics at a job just don't make a healthy community. They just don't. There is no voting system at most capitalist companies, right? Unless you're a workers' co-op, which these 100% aren't. Stop trying to make a job more than what it is. Stop.
I'm going to create the environment which offers you more community than you're going to get anywhere else, good pay, more flexibility around things that matter in your life, kids, etc. And I think I'll be able to hire all your staff that you have working from a Zoom screen at home. And I think eventually you'll figure that out and you'll go back. But
yeah,
and that's
sucker.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think it's a competition of, like, you know what I mean?
I'm with you.
Yeah.
You know, we've actually put that with these 2 days when the chief exec's in. We want everyone in because this is the time when we learn. This is the time we laugh, and we really do laugh. I mean, I'm the biggest joker, the biggest kid in the office.
I bet you are, because you're the owner. You're the owner, right? You can laugh and joke about whatever you want, but the people below you can't. You can tell them that they can, but they can't. Let's be honest.
And my daughter's been coming in so she can get some interaction. She works in food policy, something completely different. And she goes, Mum, you're the biggest kid. I said, I know. I need people around me. I need it. And I love to laugh.
Okay, so people like this are the reason why people like me definitely don't want to come back to the office. The people, I've said it before, but the people that are this excited about coming back to the office, that think that the office is their second family, their brothers and sisters, their CEOs are their moms and dads, I guess. Those are the people that we don't want to be around. The people that mistake their friends at work for their friends in life. And there is a difference. Mark my words. There is a difference.
When you feel as confident as you do, you're able to give up that control.
Yeah.
That's what you're giving up. And saying, you know what? I know who I am. And I want you, who works with me, to know who you are.
No. They don't work with you. They work for you. See, this is a little slip of the tongue there. You, who works with me. No. They don't control the company. They aren't the CEO. They don't make decisions. You work for me. Okay? Not with me. If you work with someone, you have say-so. You have power. You have input that matters. If you work for someone, you do what you're told. It shouldn't be that way, but it's what it is.
We're actually we're doing everything in our power to sacrifice human connection and socializing and even things like exercise and movement for increased productivity. And I think it's time to, do I think the government would?
I think it's time to what? Not focus on money? Not focus on productivity? Focus on human connection at work? That's what, really?
Would be effective in intervening? I mean, I don't.
I've given up on that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know what.
Why should the government have any say-so in how people choose to prioritize their life. Why would the government ever say, hey, you know what? Stop thinking about that money. Stop thinking about that productivity. Go socialize. Or else. It's fucking weird, dude.
I think once we get past this little woke virtue signaling thing, which leaders are doing now, where they're like, well, just let our employees do whatever they want and they can just be all at home.
It's not virtue signaling and it's not woke. If an employer says, hey, if you want to come in, that's cool. If you don't, that's cool too. How's that virtue signaling? It's just giving your employees choice. Does that mean they don't have a backbone? Probably according to you, you'd say they don't have a backbone, right?
Whatever. I think then you'll have the second wave of that, which is reality.
You need to talk about it on your show. You need to talk about this when you're doing business. You need to get this out there. You need to be a voice for that because, you know, it's only by sharing our voices and having an opinion. Doesn't matter who knocks us or who comes.
Okay, all right. I'm done with this garbage. I'm done with this absolute fucking garbage. Anyways, there you go. Share the video. Click like. Subscribe if you want to see more of me calling out corporate nonsense like this. Because no one else is doing it. If you have any more clips like this you want me to look at, Discord, email, Instagram, whatever. Yeah, okay, I already disliked it. All right. See you in the next one.